What up, Clarity Nation? Let's get some clarity around conversational marketing today. What is it? Why it's important? And how is it going to benefit you in your business today? See, the thing is we've been there, we've done that, we've gone through it all, right? I mean, you can't even call your bank without going through some sort of a very annoying automated system that'll ask you the same thing like 5 different times, 5 different ways, and still won't understand what the heck that you're saying even before you get to a person. Right? You know what I'm talking about? So frustrating. Even online, it's you gotta like sometimes jump through hoops just to find a way to contact somebody. Whether it's like customer support or you want to make a purchase or whatever, like whatever the case may be. There's a lot of different scenarios. We're not going to go through them all today. It's beyond the scope of this conversation, grasshopper. So like, what is it? So conversation marketing is just that. It's a conversation, right? Traditional marketing is one-sided. Simple. It's here's a message, 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 here's a message. And hopefully, like throwing a piece of spaghetti against the wall, something will stick with somebody somewhere eventually. It's cold, it's impersonal, it's not very fun. It's not very engaging, right? In a world where everything is very much tap and go, it's hard, right? It's hard, and people, we are like, despite our connectedness, we are more disconnected now than ever, right? Yeah, okay, I could talk to whoever on the other side of the world, blah, blah, blah. That's great. But after a while of just having those text messages, I mean, you get pretty lonely. It gets pretty cold. Everywhere you turn, you're talking to an impersonal robot, just trying to get through to a human being. It's very cold and impersonal. And let's just face it, the marketplace is shifting and the marketplace is tired of it. They're done with it. I mean, yes, there is still segments of the market that respond to that very well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad strategy at all. The traditional marketing pieces, like I was talking to a friend the other day. I was talking to a good friend the other day who works with Fortune 500 companies, and he's done just about everything. And finally, he's hired a call center, and a call center is what's working best. And in like one day or something like that, he generated over $100,000 worth of proposals out the door from a call center, and nothing else was working. It felt like he was spinning his tires. So yes, there is value even in cold calling. Like there's value in all these different strategies. It just depends on the business, the demographic, and the markets. But conversational marketing is kind of universal because that's why people want to talk to a human being, as they want to have a conversation. They have fears, they have doubts, they have insecurities, they have questions, whatever the case may be, and they want that answered. And the path of least resistance is to talk to a person 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever the case may be, or spend hours scouring through facts online, right? And that's where conversational marketing comes in, right? It can be highly personalized, highly targeted, and highly specific. You can inject it on a specific landing page. Say they're talking about, say you read a really good article about working capital and business financing. If people are on that specific page, a chat can pop up and say, hey, I see you're looking at this. Like, do you have questions? Blah, 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 blah. And they can go through and it can ask them a series of questions, qualify them up to a certain point, and then pass them off to a live agent. Say, hey, I just got a couple quick questions for you before I pass you off to a human. Would you like to talk to a human, or would you like me to drop you off on a calendar after so you can schedule a more convenient time to chat? 2 options. And they're just like, oh wow, like this thing is talking to me. Or you don't even really need to say that's a robot. You can just say, hey there, can I ask you a few questions before we get into the conversation, and have a couple little sequence go out. Next thing you know, intercom an available agent as soon as they're done. Granted, you need to be on top of your phone because you're going to piss people off if you're not available when you say you are. But sorry, I got some lunch cooking here. It sounds like it's about ready to be flipped. So that's one use. Like, or like the examples are many. Like maybe you wrote an article about an indexed universal life policy, or a term life policy, or maybe like a specific style of your coaching, a specific avenue of your coaching, right? There's any number of uses. If you have a finance website and you have 10 different products, you can have the same bot right there on the website, but you can have different conversations based off of what people are looking at, where they are. You can come in right exactly where they are, instead of being like, oh, I see you're over here. Well, we're still starting over here because I need to work up to this point, right? Or even like your marketing and your advertising, your messaging that you're putting out there. People like, there's like, we're seeing like over 300% conversion increases from conversational marketing pieces, from dropping people off on a page that actually has a conversation, whether that's like a chatbot or like a survey or anything like that. Like it's engaging, it's fun, and people feel the connection, they feel the personalization, right? And that's what they want, and that's the shift in the marketplace. So are you capitalizing on this? Knowing that, are you capitalizing on it? Are you taking it like, are you partaking in the shift, or are you staying out and watching your numbers just slowly dwindle off from all your campaigns? Bleeding out slowly is still bleeding out, even if it takes a few years, right? And nobody wants to bleed out slowly, or I mean, death by 1,000 paper cuts, right? Death by 1,000,000 paper cuts, whatever that saying is. Nobody wants to die a slow death from being cut 1,000,000 times with paper. By not staying on top of these trends, that's exactly what you're doing to your business. And that's exactly, like I said in one of my other videos there, that's why teamwork is so critical. Because we can't do everything. We can't be everything to everyone, right? We can't be everywhere within our business at all times. We need to have things compartmentalized, so to speak, so that we can be more efficient, so that we can provide better customer service, a better customer experience, a better customer journey, and help the people get what they want, contribute to the economy and people's lives that much more. So I encourage you to start looking into conversational marketing if you're not already. As always, I'm here to help. You can reach out to me. If you want to keep your cash flow tighter, I mean, I have financing options available, so that's something we can always look into. Don't forget to smash that like button if you enjoyed this. Share this with somebody who needs to hear it. They will appreciate it. I will appreciate it. And drop a comment with your feedback and your experiences below. I'm always open. Like, it ain't the easiest coming up with stuff to talk about all the time for y'all. So if you have suggestions, anything you want to hear about as well, I mean, send me a PM, drop me a comment. It's all good. I want to hear from you guys. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are when you watch this, and we're going to chat soon. Cheers.